мысли эти в голову тебе приходили, потому что в интернете нет-нет, да все равно кто-то говорит о том, что ты мог бы возобновить карьеру или не мог бы. Думал ли ты о том, что такого мог бы тебе предложить Дейна Уайт, чтобы ты хотя бы задумался о том, чтобы ее возобновить?
Ну, первое, я думаю, он предложит деньги, наверное. Первое.
Даже без боя?
Ну, соперникам сейчас, знаешь, как соперникам удивить тяжело будет. Ну, как ты думаешь, в твоем представлении, кого он мне предложит?
Ну, тут напрашивается простая история. Они назначили несколько боев на турнир, несколько боев ребят из твоей команды на турнир, где дерется Конор с Порье. Очевидно, что он скажет, почему бы тебе не подраться с победителем боя Конор-Порье, в первую очередь. Ну, потому что Сен-Пьер в непонятном состоянии просто.
Обоих придушил. Для чего? Ну хорошо, но я подрался с обоими, обоих задушил. Что там делать? Для чего? Чтобы выяснить, что?
Чтобы UFC на вашем бое заработала с Конором на втором.
Ну вот, я же говорю, деньги только. А спортивного интереса же там нету. Обоих придушил, оба были чемпионами, оба сдались мне. Не знаю, но мне не интересно с ними еще раз драться. Как говорится, лошадь не бегает, что пока осел не выиграет. Правильно же, да? Это такая аварская поговорка у нас. Ослы даже не принимают участие там, где лошади бегают. Так что у меня нету такого интереса с ними там бегать там, и так далее. Вот я же говорю, если деньги там, ты прикинь, тебе $100 миллионов предлагают. Вот это уже проблема. Так что я думаю, что вот эти моменты. А так спортивного интереса я там не вижу.
Yeah, if I'm looking at it, you got Justin Gaethje, who Khabib's already beat. He's already beat Dustin Poirier. He hasn't fought Tony. He's already beat Conor. And I think he would walk through Dan Hooker because he can't stop Khabib's takedown. Charles Oliveira would have a threat of a submission, but a very small one. And Dos Anjos, he's already beat. Paul Felder, he would just take down at will. And I could go through the list. Khabib would continue to be the champion. Conor can beat all of those guys because he's already beat Dustin Poirier. I think he would starch Justin Gaethje. As much as I like Justin, I know every time we talk about him, I seem to say he's going to lose, which sucks, but he would win. He would beat Justin. Justin's there to be hit, you know, and Conor's got the power to put him away, and he would do it finessely. He wouldn't just walk right into him. Tony Ferguson, I think possible, but Tony's getting 37 years old now. I mean, like, he's not the same fighter, and the amount of damage he took in his last fight sure didn't help the cause of him fighting much longer, you know, and it only takes, and that's kind of when that starts to happen, 37, 38. If you take damage like that, it doesn't make it easier to come back. I think out of all those guys, Dan Hooker and Conor McGregor, to me, I think probably have the best chance of being the champion next, and Dustin Poirier. But Dustin is, if Khabib leaves, I mean, really leave Dustin Poirier, Dan Hooker, and Conor McGregor. All the other guys in that top 10, I don't think they're ever going to be champion. As much, I know, sure, it's hard for all of them to hear that. But I think Dan Hooker's got a bright future. He's still young. You know, what is he, 24?
No, he's older than that.
Is he? I thought he was a baby. Anyways, he's still
24. He is young.
Yeah, he's young.
He is young.
But I think Conor can still be champion. Conor's what, 31? Yeah, he's 31.
32 now, isn't he?
Okay, but he's got the power, and that's the thing with the power is the power is there, the technique is there.
I think the real question when you look at Conor is how committed is he?
Yeah,
because he obviously has the skill level and the ability to be great, but only when he's committed to being a mixed martial artist and putting in the time to get better.
Khabib then, but Khabib would have still beat him, even if he was fully committed, I believe. Because the takedowns were there. He still looked good though against Khabib. All those other guys in that weight class don't stand a chance against him. Not one of those guys can take him down. Not one of them. Give me one. You have Conor. So you have Justin Gaethje. Can't take him down. I don't think so. Not after I just saw Justin Gaethje's wrestling against Khabib. Sure, he's good. He used to wrestle. I get it. But he doesn't wrestle ever. It's like you can't just like light a match and have it happen. It doesn't work that way. You've got to drill it, practice it, do it all the time. Just because
True.
you were good in high school and a little bit in college doesn't mean that you're going to carry it over after you haven't done it for 10 years. You know, Dustin Poirier, big, solid, strong. He's got good wrestling, but not at the level you need to take Conor down. And we're going to probably see that happen. I think Dustin's going to try to take him down a little bit to at least threaten it. I don't think it's going to be as easy as people think it's going to be. You know?
It's not.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a lot better than people realize.
Tony Ferguson ain't taking him down. You know?
Nope.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Maybe if he caught him in an Imanari role.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Rafael Dos Anjos, not taking him down. No. I mean, like, you get in, like, Paul Felder's definitely not taking him down. Ale Quinta, no. Maybe, because he's shorter. Can get in a little bit easy. I don't know, but the range is going to be the problem. You know, Conor uses that range, the push kick and all, you know. Yeah, I don't even know. The only guy that I think, if I get into the top 15, I would go to Islam.
If you had gotten away with it, if you had taken what you did and that drug test never came up, and let's say you had even won the flyweight championship, you had become a two-weight champion, you did what a lot of people or no one had ever done, gone down in weight and won the title. How do you think you would have felt about it afterwards? Do you think you would have been able to justify the means that, like, hey, I was so low that I took this because I was, or do you think you would have looked at that accomplishment and there would have been something inner that would have bothered you about it? How do you think you would have felt about it had it all gone well?
Man, that's a tough ass question, right? You know, with the way my brain works, and even like I just gave you an example of how me dealing with the last 2 years and what I've had to do to like kind of trick myself, right? Like into, even if it's being positive about no matter what, like you kind of physically have to trick yourself into doing it. I probably would have done the same thing. You know, I probably would have, you know, at first I would have been like guilty about it, but you know, I was to the point where I probably should have just not taken the fight, to be honest, you know. Actually, I know I shouldn't have taken the fight, but I probably would have done the same. You know, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be honest, just like I've been with everything. I probably would have done the same. I probably would have said, like, I had to do it. Like, something my body wasn't letting me do. Like, I wasn't able to make the weight. I mean, to be honest, like, my body now is at a better level than it ever was when I was taking a performance-enhancing drug. You know, like, I was only able, like, I became completely anemic to where I brought my body back to somewhat average, you know, to where now my body's even performing better than it was on it. So, like, yes, I did take something I wasn't supposed to. And if I went and saw a doctor, he would have prescribed it to me, but doesn't give me the excuse to take it. I'm a professional athlete. I know I wasn't allowed to take it, but I would have made that excuse to myself. And I feel like I would have been able to justify it, how up that is, you know, but let's be honest, you know.